Welcome to the post-game press conferences for the second round here in Knoxville in the matchup between Toledo and Tennessee. We will have student athletes here in just a moment. We're joined by Coach Tricia Cullip right now. And Coach, if you don't mind, start us off with your post-game thoughts from tonight.
Well, we needed Tennessee to not shoot well from three today because we needed to pack it in because of the size disadvantage. That didn't work out so well. They were very hot from three, which made it very difficult for us to match up because we needed the double team in order to match up on the post. So, again, a difficult matchup for us to face, but, again, they're a very talented team. The size, athleticism, length, I think in one day was hard to prepare for. And we wish them the very best. They've got a great team who's playing very well right now. I wouldn't be surprised if they fare well at the next round.
We're joined by Sammy McConowitz and Quenisha Lockett. Please state your name and affiliation. We'll start with questions for the student athletes.
Kyle Rowland, Toledo Blade. For each of you, just now that you've seen Tennessee up close, just their length and athleticism, how difficult was it to match up with?
It was a really tough matchup for us, but we really just tried our best to pack in the paint, and once we did that, they was hitting three, so it's really nothing we could do about that. But I just said it was a really good team out there. They played good tonight, and I hope they keep playing like that forward going on.
Yeah, nothing but the best for them. They played great tonight. I think Coach hit on it. We needed them not to shoot threes, and the way they did, and they were hitting the threes. And then down low, we needed some help, and it was hard to do both. So wish them nothing but the best.
Tyler Segerman, WTOL TV. Obviously, the emotions obviously still raw with you guys. Obviously, senior season coming to an end. But obviously, you guys did a lot of things that were incredible this season. Have you guys been able, you mentioned, you haven't thought about all that you guys have accomplished this year, but has that kind of starting to sink in now?
I mean, I think we're starting to talk about it a little more. Just trying to keep our heads up. Like, we really have accomplished a lot this year. We have a lot to be proud of. But at the end of the day, you're still we're gonna miss our seniors. And we're such a close group that just not seeing them every day at practices, that's something that hits you a little bit harder. But yeah.
Yeah, going off what Sammy said, I know we accomplished a lot this year, but I think our seniors being gone is the thing that's really hitting us the most.
Dave Briggs, Toledo Blade, just for both of you guys. I know it's still raw and, it's hard with the seniors leaving and for you as well, but just how proud of you or where this program is and excited going forward, kind of getting this tournament experience and to have a chance to bring everybody back next year. Just how excited are you guys for where this program can go as far as it's been and where it can go? Yeah,
I think extremely excited. We showed it in this tournament. There's the sky's the limit for us. So we can keep fighting. And then we were talking before this, thank God for COVID because we're bringing almost everybody back, like you said. And we're such a close group that it's going to be good.
What she said, pretty much everything that she said.
You think the best days are yet to come?
Yeah,
for sure.
Definitely. I'll be coming back for sure next year, and we're trying to go even further.
Yep.
Q, I know Coach mentioned, obviously, that you guys, how tough it is for a MAC team to get to this stage. You guys had to win 17 wins in a row just to get here. Do you feel like throughout this run and throughout what you guys have been able to do that you guys maybe proved some people wrong and put the MAC and Toledo on the map?
Most definitely, and I hope that a lot of people see now that us MAC teams are somebody to compete with, and I hope we get a lot of more chances moving forward to I don't know, make it further in a lot of stuff. Oh, I just need to calm down.
Just how, you guys are obviously very close-knit, as you said. How, I know it's in the moment now, but how enjoyable and fun was this season?
It was so much fun. There's never a moment, you don't ever have a moment that you don't, or you hate being with each other. Every moment's good. We always are having a laugh of some sort. And that's what makes the season so good. When you have that close relationship, and then on top of it, you're winning, it's crazy fun.
Oh, yes, me too. I'm sorry. I don't know. I just know I'm going to miss this team a lot. Jada and Stina. And for all of us to be coming back, it's going to be real fun, and we're going to be making a lot more memories going forward.
Mark Hintz, BCSN TV, for both of the players. a lot more fun going forward. Does this provide some fuel? Does this maybe a peek into what you need to accomplish, what you need to do to get not only to this point next season, but to go further next season?
Most definitely. We just need to, I feel like we played a little, I don't know, like today we needed to keep our pace up with them. We needed to pick up our pace and play, not play how they play, but just play a little faster. And I wish we built a little bigger, but it's okay with that. But, man, we're going to be good.
I think for sure. Last year we were short in Cleveland, and I think this year we came and we proved ourselves there. So this year just gave us the experience, what the NCAA tournament's like. So next year, who knows what we can do.
Hi there, I'm Devin Hoke with WUTK. So how much of it was a major confidence booster from that incredible win over Iowa State? They're a great team. You managed to get that huge victory. Coming up against a team as tough as Tennessee is, do you feel like you've really learned a lot from this matchup?
Yeah, I feel like we just learned a lot by knowing like we can't do it all. If we were trying to help in the pain them and trying to get them to stop from shooting the threes, we just needed to, hit a couple shots. I feel like if the rim wasn't shot, we'd do a little bit better. But yeah.
Yeah, she covered it all. At the end of the day, they were big. For us to try and compete down there, I'm down there guarding a girl twice my size. So it was tough, but yeah.
We have time for two more. Okay, thank you so much. Congrats on a great year.
Good job, you guys.
All right, we'll now take questions for Coach Tricia Cullip.
Coach, you obviously spent a lot of time with the fans after the game. What's I guess the one kind of emotion I guess you're feeling, knowing kind of all you guys have been able to do, but also showing support and things like that. Just kind of what was the experience like after the game?
Well, I think first, I want to echo what they said. Our two seniors were phenomenal. Jada Jansen and Justina King, I wish I could have coached them longer. Two phenomenal transfers that were a big reason why we won 29 games again, why we won 17 in a row, why we won the regular season, why we won the conference tournament. Those two, their leadership and their maturity and the skill level that they brought, their work ethic, just great teammates, phenomenal leaders. I remember our last loss. Jada was one of the people who spoke up, I heard in the all-player meeting and said, hey, our post players got to get their tails together. And we didn't lose another game until today. So you look at the leadership that we lost there. They're two amazing, amazing human beings and skilled basketball players, but I feel like their time with us was just a blip because it went so fast. And I think the absolute world of them. They're going to be so successful long after Toledo. We're going to read about amazing accomplishments because I know what kind of people they are and their work ethic. So that was the first emotion. The second one was so grateful to everyone that came down here. We finished the season, I think, 25th in the country in attendance at Toledo. To do that at our level of school is phenomenal. To do that, be top 30, 10 out of the last 11 years in attendance is amazing. We're so grateful to have the fan base that we do. I think it prepared us to be able to play in front of a fan base like this today and not be as fazed by the fan base. Now, the height and the athleticism was a difference, but I think we weren't as nervous playing in front of this crowd because of that. And it's a joy to play in front of people who care about women's basketball. And so that was a big reason why our kids wanted to go up the stage and say thank you, because they don't only show up at Toledo, they show up on the road.
These last two seasons have obviously been a lot of wins. This season you took another step, winning the MAC tournament, winning an NCAA tournament game. How much of a building block was this for what's to come next season?
It's huge. You look at last time this happened, it was 1996. I think once all the dust settles and we get over the hurt of the season being over, all these kids should look back and be extremely proud of what they accomplished this season. It's a phenomenal feat to go to the second round when you're a mid-major. And I think, when you're in the NCAA tournament, it's all about matchups, and I think that first round matchup was a little better for us than this one. And sometimes it's the luck of the draw of who you see along the way. But I am so proud of what they were able to do. And I think this is a great benchmark for the returning kids to say, that was so much fun. Let's work even harder to get back. because once you've experienced it, it makes you want it that much more. To see them open all their gifts from the NCAA in the locker room the other day was like Christmas. You know, it's fun to watch things go through for the first time for this group. You know, they weren't on our 2017 team, and it's a joy to watch them experience this. And I know they'll be extremely motivated to try to get back.
And then how difficult will it be to replace Jada, and how high is that on your to-do list this offseason?
It's difficult because she brought a lot. She wasn't a one end of the floor kind of player. I mean, gosh, if she didn't play the way she did against Iowa State, we don't win. And even in our conference tournament, I thought 2 out of those 3 games, she was an integral part of our W's. So someone that can be a scoring threat and somebody that can play defense. And if they're watching this press conference in the portal, they should call me because we're definitely looking for that. You know, I think that if we find that, I think it could be a lot of fun going forward because we now have Hannah, who's 6'5", coming back, who would have been nice to have had today. It's unfortunate she got hurt before the season, and, you know, Soleil Barnes back and some others. But Jada is a big piece, and, you know, I don't think it's really easy to replace a kid like that.
Tricia, you talk about how hard it is for a mid-major just getting to the tournament. Last year, you guys outright MAC champs. This year, outright MAC champs again, and then you go second round of the tournament. Do you think going forward, you guys have kind of put yourself on the map, earned that respect? Could this be a year where Toledo starts in the top 25 next year and just kind of, I don't know, it's just such an incredible foundation. Could this truly be something we've never seen before next year?
I hope so. I said it before, I think the first press conference we had here, that I don't think our conference gets enough credit. I think the unfortunate thing is if we lose in our conference tournament, you don't even see Toledo here because we're judged as we got to be perfect. And that would have been a shame because this team is really talented and deserved to be here. I'm glad this year we finished it, but I thought even last year's team probably could have won a game in the tournament. I'm glad we got here this year, but I think whatever we've got to do to elevate our league, I want to do, and I want to talk to our fellow coaches about, because I think we've got great teams in our league that could do some damage in this tournament if given the opportunity. But I think the tough thing is that little niche of what's right below the BCS level that's a really good mid-major, you've almost got to be perfect to get into this tournament. And I wish we could find a solution because there's teams being left out that are really, really good. And I'm so glad we weren't this year, and we're going to work like our tails off to get back. But it's tough. I mean, look at it. How many people won this many games in a row to get here? You know, there's a lot of BCS schools that go in their conference tournament and lose, and they're forgiven, and they get to go right in. It's hard as a mid-major.
Last question.
Yeah, to piggyback off that, you talked a lot about scheduling. Obviously, you guys beefed up your schedule a lot this season
Yeah.
to get to prepare yourself for this tournament. Do you feel like more big schools, might want to play you now, knowing what you guys were able to accomplish this season?
I hope so. You know, our schedule's not going to be released for a while, but I'll tell you there'll be some new names on it that we haven't played and some that some of our fans will be excited about. But, you know, I think obviously everyone will know we return Michigan at home. That'll be a great game. You know, we've got Duke on the road. It'll be fun for our kids to go to Cameron Indoor after coming here. I mean, it's kind of cool. They get to see 2 back-to-back really amazing arenas. But there'll be some other opponents that I think the fans will be thrilled about because we're trying to beef up our schedule to prove that we deserve to be here. And anything that we can do for our tournament resume, we need to do. But, you know, I also think we got to work really hard to make sure that we're prepared for that schedule too.
Thank you, Coach. Congrats on a great year.
Thank you.
All right, welcome back to Knoxville. Post-game press conference of the second round matchup between Toledo and Tennessee. We ask that you please state your name and affiliation before any questions. We're joined by student athletes Sarah Puckett and Jordan Walker and Coach Kelly Harper. Coach, start us off with your thoughts after tonight's win.
Yeah, we're so excited to be going back to the Sweet 16, and I'm really proud of our team and how we've played in these first two games. I think we've played really well from top to bottom, our starters and our bench, and I'm really proud. I will say that right now is a lot of excitement on Rocky Top, obviously with our men in the Sweet 16 as well. It's just a lot of fun, great vibes. Love the crowd and the energy here in Thompson Bowling Arena. And then the other thing right now, just love watching the tournament and pulling for the SEC teams. So I'm also proud that we're one of 4 teams continuing on.
Questions for the student athletes?
For Sarah, 7 different players hit threes tonight, but I think you knocked down all 3 of your attempts. What was it you were seeing, and what was it that made it a little easier maybe to shoot tonight against Toledo?
Honestly, I just went in the game, and I was just going to let take what the defense was giving me, and I felt like that's what I did. And, I was very confident in myself today, I felt like, more than past games, and so I'm just going to continue on with that, and I knew everybody around me was confident in me too.
Frank DeLuca, WBIR. Sarah, this was almost 2 months between double-digit scoring efforts for you. What does it feel like to, get back in the groove on this stage?
It feels really good. I have to applaud my teammates for, being so confident in me because that honestly just is the biggest confidence boost for me, to just be able to see big smiles on their face coming out meeting me at half court and that type of thing. But, yeah, it's really excited, and I'm just ready to see what we're going to do in the rest of the tournament.
Now, Sarah Puckett, you mentioned how you felt just really confident heading into this game. Did a lot of that confidence stem from the previous win where you guys won by almost a very similar score? It's like deja vu.
Yes, for sure. We knew what we needed to come in here and do, and we did exactly that. And we're not going to let our foot off the gas. So that's a big confidence boost for the team, but also me personally.
For Jordan, another game where the shots weren't falling early, but you guys did take the lead from the start. What helped you guys get into a rhythm there? And was it maybe early at the beginning? I think the first minute of the second quarter when a couple of threes went down by Caroline, or what happened to get the comfort level going?
I think just continuing to trust, in the process and trusting our offense, but especially trusting in our defense. We knew that if we could get stops on the defensive end, that would lead to offense for us. So I think that just continuing to trust that and letting the offense come to us was really key.
Tyler Waples with the Daily Times. For either player, obviously you guys dealt with some adversity this season, as always, but especially with a little bit of a rough start. Now you're back to the Sweet 16 for 2 times in 2 years. How does that make it a little bit sweeter knowing that you've dealt with some hardships this season?
It really all paid off for us. Obviously, we've had goals since the season started, and when you go through adversity, you just have to remember those goals. And I'm really just proud of this team for keeping those at the forefront and continuing to push every single day in practice, each game, just to get better, pulling for one another. And that's why we're at where we're at right now.
Alec Cunningham with Blank News. Sarah, how's your face feeling after that big elbow?
It's a lot better. It was just watering a little bit, but after we just sat down for a little bit, I was good. So.
For either player, these were your 2 biggest margins of victory of the season. In the week leading up to the NCAA tournament, did it feel like this team was operating on a whole new level?
I do think that in practice we were, a lot more competitive whenever we were able to scrimmage some and everything, and we were locking in on the attention to detail, I felt like, and just really, we knew what we had to do, like I said earlier, whenever we started the first game on Saturday, and so we're just going to, take this on in the rest of the tournament.
Yeah, this goes for either player as well. So, obviously now knowing that you're going to advance to the Sweet 16, you would face off against a familiar foe in Virginia Tech that you had a close battle with. Is there anything you're looking to do differently against the Hokies that did not go your way last time?
I mean, yes, there's going to be some things that we do differently this time around. I think that they're a great team and we are a great team. We've come a long way since that game, so that's really exciting for us just because we know that the growth that we've had. So just that in itself, I think, is going to be a different game.
Anything else for the student athletes? Okay, thank you so much. Questions for Coach Kelly Harper?
Coach, for you as well, obviously, some of that adversity that you faced earlier this season, now to get back to the Sweet 16. For 2 times in 2 seasons, how sweet is that?
Yeah, I'm really happy for our players in particular that that they've, went out and rewarded themselves in the best way with, continuing to play. And I'm happy for them because they stuck with it. They really pushed and stayed confident with what we could still do, even in November, and I'm proud of them for that. And there's no doubt that the early part of our schedule and the results that we had in some of those losses, that could have broken a lot of teams. It really could have. And it did not break us. It made us stronger.
Kelly, you guys became just the 4th team, according to ESPN Stats and Info, to win each of your first 2 games by 45 points each. The only other team to do that was UConn. And the last 2 times they did it, they went on to win a title. I'm going to segue to, you have 7 different players make a 3, but you're playing defense like that. So you're getting the bucket in the basket, but you're also getting back on defense. That combination, how much is that maybe a very big sign of the growth of this team?
Well, I think we're playing our best when we're sharing the basketball and we're getting contributions. Obviously, the shots fell for us tonight. But to me, the bigger growth is the defensive end and our attention to detail defensively, our aggressiveness, our focus, and really just the belief in that's where we can win games. And obviously, a really good offensive night for us, both games, but our defense set the tone for us.
Coach, what's it like to see Jillian Hollingshed and Sarah Puckett lead this team in scoring?
Is that what happened? We have a lot of people that are capable of putting the ball in the hole. And, we've got 2 dynamic players with Rakia and Jordan, and they command a lot of attention. And I think today's game, you got to see other people have opportunities because of the focus on those 2 players. And, they knocked it down. Those 2 were unselfish and were able to find other folks and, still did what they needed to do. But, proud of Jillian and how she's been playing, proud of Sarah I was so happy for Sarah knocking those shots down. I think that's great for her confidence moving forward.
All right, Coach. Now, how huge is it really to know that you're going to play a team that you've already seen earlier, just looking ahead to the Sweet 16 now, a team that you've already seen earlier in the season that you were so close against? How huge is that going to be heading into this matchup?
I don't know at this point if you need any motivation, any extra motivation. I think, when you get to the Sweet 16, you're clawing and fighting, but our players remember that game and would love to have an opportunity to get that one back. I think both teams are different than we were earlier in the year. We'll definitely go back and review that game and make sure that we're making the adjustments that we need to make, but also probably more importantly, looking at who they are now, looking at who we are now, devising a game, coming up with a game plan that makes sense for us next weekend.
Coach, when you were scheduling that early gauntlet in the non-conference, how much of the thought process was, come tournament time, we're scheduling these games now so that absolutely nothing can take us by surprise?
Yeah, I think the biggest reason we scheduled that, we wanted to challenge our team, and we wanted to push our team to be the best possible team that we could be. Obviously, I wanted some wins. I wanted a few more wins than we got early on, and still to this point, maybe overdid it. But our players have not complained. Our players really embraced it, and I do think it made us tougher. And we've seen a lot. We've seen a lot of really, really good basketball teams, and I think that's why right now we're confident taking the court. I think not only did our non-conference schedule prepare us, but our SEC schedule obviously prepared us. I mean, it's also a gauntlet.
Some of these players having been in the Sweet 16 last year maybe help make this one a little easier. I mean, I know Rakia, this is her first tournament ever, but and Jordan wasn't playing last year. But does that maybe help as you head to this next level?
Yeah, I think so. You have players like Jordan Walker and Sarah Puckett, Tess Darby, Caroline Strickland. Those players who are playing good, solid minutes for us now were in the Sweet 16 last year. And I think that experience, and Tamari's not playing, but she's here. Jordan didn't play last year, but she was there. So I think just the feel and vibe and understanding of what it is, I think that's important.
Kelly, we've talked about Jordan Horson a lot this season just because she came in with you and it's her senior year. But after not playing last season, getting to go to the Sweet 16 herself, but also, what you guys have built here. I mean, what does all that mean to you to see a player like her stay and help you build this program?
Yeah, I'm so excited for her to be able to go to the Sweet 16. Last year, obviously, I was so excited for our team to be there. But earlier today, I was really thinking about her and wanted the opportunity for her. I wanted her to be able to experience that as a player as well. And, I'm really happy for our entire team, but, proud of her and her growth since she's been here. So it's a special accomplishment.
Actually, following up on that, how is her, if you haven't addressed it, I'm sorry if you have, but just her ankle and...
I honestly haven't even been able to talk to her. She'll be fine. I told her, I said the good thing was she'd have some time to rehab since we were playing more basketball next weekend. So.
Actually, I want to ask you about Jasmine Franklin and what she brought tonight, taking a charge, just the different hustle plays and just the physicality that she kind of established for you.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I felt going into the game, I felt like Jasmine could be a big player for us today with her experience and with the size that with Toledo's size not being overwhelming to her, I felt like she could really have an impact, and she did. I mean, she made a lot of plays, got a lot of boards, was aggressive with the ball in her minutes. So I thought she was really good. And I think you've got a fifth-year player that is experienced and talented and athletic. That's huge in the NCAA tournament.
Last question.
Did someone ask you about Jordan tying your career assists?
No.
She did.
She did.
I mean, is it kind of just a poetic way for this to happen since you guys are so close and just what she's done for this program?
Yeah, I think that's kind of has to happen, right? She's got to get mine. I'm proud of her. I didn't know that until I was told that, I think, in one of the previous press conferences. So I'm proud of her, and obviously she's written her name in our record books here at Tennessee. And when you do that, you've had to have a lot of accomplishments because our tradition here is of excellence is so unmatched, and there are so many talented players that have come before. So for her to be able to put her name on lists of great players, and I'm not including myself in that, I mean all those other lists that she's on, I'm just really proud of her.
Coach, thank you.
I'll have fun with her on this assist though thing. I will. Thank you.
Coach, thank you.